Here is something that most capable people discover too late. The skills that got you where you are professionally are not the same skills that determine what happens to you once you are there. Being competent, being right, being thorough, being the best at the actual work, none of these protect you from the social layer of any organization, and the social layer is where careers are actually made and broken. In this video, I am going to show you exactly why intelligent people consistently lose at office politics, and what the socially intelligent ones understand that makes the difference. First, what office politics actually is. Not the toxic version, though that exists. In its basic form, office politics is the informal system through which influence, resources, and opportunity are allocated in any organization. It exists in every organization without exception, because organizations are made of people, and people do not make decisions based purely on merit. Research consistently shows that approximately 70% of promotion decisions are influenced by factors outside of technical performance. The quality of the work is the entry requirement. What happens above that threshold is almost entirely social. Smart people tend to resist this reality. They believe that if they do excellent work, it will speak for itself. This belief is not just incorrect, it is actively costly, because the time and energy spent purely on performance, rather than also on social capital, leaves them consistently outmaneuvered by people whose work is adequate, but whose political intelligence is high. The system is not fair. Understanding it is not a moral position, it is survival. There are 5 specific patterns I see consistently in intelligent people who lose the social game at work, and then I'm going to show you what the politically intelligent ones do instead. Pattern 1, being visibly right at the wrong moment. Intelligent people often correct errors in meetings, publicly, in the moment. The information they provide is accurate. The effect it has on the relationship with the person being corrected is almost always negative. Being right is not the same as being useful, and being right in a way that makes someone look diminished in front of their peers is a social cost that the correct information almost never justifies. The political move is to be right in private and generous in public. The same correction, delivered to the same person without an audience, builds a relationship rather than damaging one. Pattern 2, trusting meritocracy. The belief that the best work will be recognized and rewarded without active management of that recognition is the single most expensive belief in office environments.
Work that is not visible does not exist politically. Work that is not attributed to a specific person is attributed to whoever claims it most consistently. Intelligent people tend to find self-promotion uncomfortable. They find it intellectually dishonest to spend energy on making their work visible rather than on making it better. This discomfort is understandable, and it is costing them. Visibility is not a supplement to good work, it is part of the work. Pattern 3. Speaking truth to power without positioning. Raising an uncomfortable truth with someone in authority without having first established the relational capital to do so safely is one of the most reliable ways to be correct and pay a social price for it. The person hearing the truth experiences it through the lens of the relationship. A person they trust raising a concern is valuable input. A person they are uncertain about raising the same concern is a threat to their position. Truth without trust is just friction. Pattern 4. Refusing to manage upward. Managing upward means actively managing how your work, your reasoning, and your priorities are understood by people with authority over your future. Intelligent people often believe this is not their job. Their job is to do excellent work. Their manager's job is to understand it and communicate it appropriately. This is not how organizations function. In most organizations, your immediate manager is the primary filter through which your work and potential are interpreted by everyone above them. If that filter is not actively managed, it defaults to whatever impression has accumulated passively, and passive impressions are rarely accurate. Pattern 5. Underestimating the informal network. Decisions that appeared to be made in meetings were almost always made before the meeting began. The real conversations happen in the informal moments, the quick exchange before a presentation, the conversation in the corridor, the lunch that appears to be social. These are where alliances are built, where positions are tested, and where the outcome of formal decisions is largely determined before anyone sits down. People who limit their relationship building to formal contexts are participating in a fraction of the actual decision-making infrastructure of their organization. The people who navigate this well are not more dishonest than the people who struggle with it. They are not compromising their integrity in a way that the struggling group refuses to. They simply understand something different about how organizations work.
They understand that social capital is a resource that requires active investment. You do not accumulate social capital by doing good work and hoping people notice. You accumulate it through consistent, genuine investment in relationships across levels and functions, not transactional relationship building, not networking in the conventional performative sense, but genuine, ongoing attention to the people around you as people rather than as functions. They understand that information is a form of currency, not in a manipulative sense, in the sense that being consistently well-informed about what is happening in an organization across teams and levels gives you context that makes every decision you make more accurate. People who know what is actually happening are more valuable in informal networks than people who only know what is happening in their direct area. They understand strategic visibility. The goal is not to be seen everywhere. The goal is to be seen clearly by the people who matter to your specific trajectory. This requires knowing who those people are, understanding what they value, and ensuring that your work and character are visible to them in ways that are relevant to what they care about. And they understand when not to play. The most politically intelligent people in any organization have a clear line between engaging with the informal social system and being compromised by it. They participate without losing themselves in it. They know which battles matter to their actual goals and which are distractions. And they protect their credibility by not being seen to play politics in the obvious way, even while doing so with precision. If you are someone who has been consistently frustrated by watching people with less talent advance past you,
The answer is almost never that the system is wrong and you are right. The answer is that the system is running a different game than the one you are playing. The technical game and the social game are both real. Both have to be played. And the cost of only playing one of them is borne entirely by you. You do not have to become someone who manipulates. You do not have to abandon your integrity. You have to become someone who understands that influence, trust, and visibility are professional responsibilities in the same way the technical excellence is. They are not compromises, they are competencies. The people who thrive long-term in organizations are not the ones who play politics in the obvious way, and not the ones who refuse to engage at all. They are the ones who build enough genuine social capital that the informal system works with them rather than against them, without selling anything they believe in to get.
If this changed how you think about where your professional energy goes, share it with someone who needs to hear it. The full Social Intelligence series is linked in the description below.